Handmade gifts are fun to make, and creating the perfect packaging can be just as fun. A little basket of fresh flowers makes a lovely gift that can be enjoyed all summer long. And not only is this one beautiful, but it only costs a few dollars to make. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need for this project. First, you're going to need some cardstock, and I've chosen some of the Chocolate Brown Gina K Designs Pure Luxury and some of the Lemon Drop. Then I've also used some of the patterned papers from the Spring Mix Stamp TV kit and some of the Chocolate Brown double-stitched 5/8 of an inch ribbon. And then I'm also going to use 2 yellow brads from the Springtime Brad assortment. And I will also be using a paper piercer. I have some score tape, and I'm using the 1/4 inch right now, but you can use the 1/8 of an inch or any size score tape you want, as long as it's some of the thinner. I'm going to be using my Glue Glider Pro and a Score Pal. So let me begin by scoring my first piece of cardstock. Here I have an 8.5 by 8.5 inch piece of chocolate brown cardstock, and I'm going to make my first score line at 2.5 inches. And because I'm using the Pure Luxury cardstock, I'm going to score each line twice. Now I'm turning it a 1/4 turn, and again I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches. Turn it again and score at 2.5 inches. And my final score line after I turn it again will be at 2.5 inches. Now that I've scored my cardstock, I'm going to actually cut two of the lines. You can see that I have 2 smaller squares and then a rectangle in here. So I'm going to cut on this line and on this line, and then I'm going to cut on this line and on this line. And after you've watched this video, you can visit stamptv.com and visit the freebies page, and there will be a template that you can print out. It's a PDF file, and you can print it out, and all the measurements and everything will be on that template, and you can see it a little bit better when you have that template right in front of you as you're trying to remember where to cut. Okay, so now I've cut those lines. Now my next step is I've taken some cardstock, some of the Lemon Drop cardstock, and I've cut these to 2.25 inches square. And then I have patterned paper here that I've cut to 2 inches square, and I've layered them together. And these are going to go on my 4 corners like that. And I'm going to tape those down using the Glue Glider Pro. And then I'm going to add these rectangles, and these rectangles are 2.25 inches by 3.25 inches. And then the patterned paper piece is 2 inches by 3 inches. And I'm going to make them opposite sides like that, where the 2 patterns match, and then these 2 patterns match. And now I'm going to just tape all of these down right into place, just like that. And here is my final corner. Okay. All right, now that I have all of my shapes, all of my squares and rectangles assembled, the next step is to fold all of the pieces along those score lines. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you certainly can add some patterned paper to this piece, but actually that's the bottom of the box, so nobody's really going to see that. And your next step is to take the box and fold it up so that these 2 pieces meet like that. And you're going to assemble that using score tape. So you're going to add your score tape right along these 2 lines. So let's do that now. Right here. And right here. We can actually do the other side too while we've got the score tape out.